Please place your hands over your heart as we recite the Lolita anthem. All Lolitas are lovelies. Ooh. Since my video on the Lolita subreddit did so well, I thought that maybe we could have a little bit of a dig into the actual content on there. So today, let's do that. Let's do that. I have actually installed my cringe defense shields into my eyes. So if I don't cringe as much as you'd expect me to, that's why. So I think the best way to find the worst things in this subreddit are to sort by most controversial. Of all time, me in my AliExpress Lolita dress. People who only wear brand. Me not liking people who don't wear brand. To be fair to this person, AliExpress items usually mean that they are Taobao stores that are selling through AliExpress, which means that they're not terrible. It's not Milano quality, but it's not brand quality either. Taobao quality. Don't even have this argument with me. I'm wearing a Taobao dress right now. I know that Taobao isn't the same quality as brand. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. And yes, brand is better. Like, I'll give it to people, like, there are really cute Taobao dresses, and I definitely won't just avoid buying something simply because it's Taobao or AliExpress. Like, that won't put me off it, but 9 out of 10 times, I don't like it. But also, the people who tend to scream, oh, you don't like me because you only like people who wear brand, and you don't like Taobao because you think that your brand is so much better, are people who tend not to really communicate with a lot of people in the Lolita community in real life. That was a really long-winded way of saying that they don't go to meetups and things like that. But they tend to be people who stick to an online platform rather than going out and meeting other girls. But you get some weirdos online that are really like, I will never touch anything that's not brand. My skin will blister and flake off and I'll die. No, they are that dramatic, honestly. But if you talk to people in real life, they're like, wear what you want. I'm here because I like the fashion and I want to wear it. And if I wear brand, it's just because I want to wear the brand dresses. But I'm okay if you wear anything else. I don't care. I mean, bar me. I'm a complete brand whore. I'm joking, she says wearing Taobao. I'm literally wearing Citronal on my body right now. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, so me and my friends always talk about this, and I feel like I need to let it out. So this person has titled it, "Most brand doesn't fit me." And that's something that really annoys me, because brand can fit anyone. There are many plus size Lolitas who will help you find brand that fits you. Not all brand will fit you. Not all brand fits me. I struggle to get into some of my dresses. But you can find pieces out there that will fit you. You can get things tailored as well. Don't forget that the best way to alter brand if you are plus size is to use the extra fabric from the waist size. So basically use up the waist size to make the dress bigger. It's a very acceptable way of making a dress bigger, and it's great, to be honest. I think it works quite well. Brand can fit you. Also look out for fully shirted dresses. Those tend to fit bigger Lolitas and actually swamp small Lolitas. So there are actually dresses that are actually more suited for a bigger Lolita. Gatekeeping in the Lolita community. One of my favourites. Because it's not real. I tend to find that newer Lolitas kind of cry gatekeeping when they interact with the Lolita community, but after being in the Lolita community for so long myself, I kind of don't see it as gatekeeping. I see it as a necessary thing to do. It's not gatekeeping. It's not even I see it as. It's not even opinion. It's fact. It's not gatekeeping. I don't understand why people can't understand this, but it's like if someone jumped in a puddle and said, I'm swimming. No, you're not swimming, you jumped in a puddle. In the same way that if you put together a blouse and a skirt, it's not Lolita unless it's a Lolita blouse and a Lolita skirt. And that's just how it is. There are rules to swimming and there are rules to fashion. Any fashion. I really hate it when people say there are no rules to fashion, because if there were no rules to fashion, then it wouldn't be fashion. So I don't really see it as gatekeeping. I think it's more, we have a set of rules and please follow them. If you come into the fashion ready to learn and put in effort, you won't experience gatekeeping at all. I've worn Lolita for 2 years and never experienced gatekeeping. Now, if you come in dead set on purchasing your cord from Wish, Amazon, eBay or AliExpress, convinced you can wear your skater skirt and plain white button down with the idea that rules of Lolita don't apply to you and you can break whatever rules you want, trying to mix your kink with the fashion, disgusting, please don't, hoping to build a cord using only what you can find in normie stores, you're going to get gatekept. It's a fact of life. Fashions have rules, and this fashion has definite do's and don'ts. If you come in convinced you can do whatever you want and that the community is full of meanies, you're not going to get a very friendly reception. I could not agree any more with that statement. Like, that is perfect. That's what I've been trying to say in about 5 minutes, said in about a minute. Oh, Milano dress. Shockingly, I didn't get scammed. But you did, girl. When I was getting into Lolita, and I think when a lot of people get into Lolita, it's the first kind of experience they've had with fashion, and so you don't really know like the good from the bad, and you can't really like discern what looks good. So you get something, you're like, well, it kind of looks like what I got in the picture. If you buy your first dress from Milano and it comes out like this, then I kind of understand why you'd be like, I didn't actually get scammed. It shows what I got, it's what I got in the picture. But the cut is off, the fit is terrible, the material's terrible. There is no way you could get a decent petticoat underneath that. It looks too short, and also the torso, the bodice, looks way too long. It's a mess, it's an absolute mess. But you wouldn't know, that's the thing, you wouldn't know when you first get into fashion. So I kind of like am understanding about people like this, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of get it. But you got scammed. You got scammed bad. Ooh, why is this one locked? Why is this one locked? Let's find out. I just discovered this sub today, and as a new Lolita, I have so many questions. How big is the Lolita community? Do you have any recommendations for Lolita clothing stores? Do you wear your outfits in public or more privately? Have you told your friends or family? I'm honestly scared too. Do you think Lolita will ever be trendy? What are the specific rules of Lolita? Am I allowed to mix up styles sometimes? I noticed there's a very cute Lolita and then a very gothic Lolita. Have you ever experienced any hate for this style? I'm black, so I already know I'm gonna get hated on. Decently sized. Depends on if you want new or secondhand. Public. Dad hates it, mum likes it, friends like it. No, never buy Milano, iron your stuff, wear the right shape etiquette, don't wear necos. Don't wear necos? They got it wrong. Always where your neko is. Dad thinks males will try to take advantage of me when I wear it. Genuinely thought that was going to be juicy, but I feel like it was just a lot of people being mean to the person, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna look into this one. I don't want people being mean to anyone. As we said at the beginning, all Lolitas are lovelies. Ooh. So I feel like this is a good place to leave off on, and I think this is the reason why we should never ever use the Lolita subreddit. So the other day, the moderators posted a new rule which was exceedingly controversial. I'm gonna read it out, and honestly it doesn't sound that controversial, but when you know the context behind why they made this new rule, it's not good. New rule. Harassment based on post history will no longer be tolerated. There have been several instances where members of the sub have been harassing and dogpiling on other members simply because their post history evidences their interest in not safe for work subs, despite the fact that the person in question has not made comments of a sexual nature in their sub. Many have taken it upon themselves to look at someone's post history and attempt to oust them from the community. This will no longer be tolerated. What someone does in another sub is their business. It only becomes our business if they bring it here. Those who engage in this type of harassment and dogpiling will be temporarily banned. Repeat offences will result in a permanent ban. There is a new rule that covers this issue and will be used to enforce this rule going forward. Rule 8, no harassment. There is also an adjustment to Rule 7. Talk of fetishes are not welcome here. If there is a comment/topic that violates this rule, do not harass the person who made the post/comment, report it and move on. Harassment of the poster can/will result in consequences under the new rule number 8, no harassment. Thank you for your cooperation. So obviously it doesn't sound that bad from the outset. Yeah, just don't harass people because of the things that they've posted on other subs. And I'm totally for that, even if it's like fetish subs and whatnot. Like, I mean, it's kind of grim. It's very grim, but it's also kind of not your business, and it's not really a reason to go after someone. Like, just let them do them. The problem is that one of the persons in question who was getting harassed was a paedophile. Honestly, I think the more harassment the better in that case. You should harass paedophiles off anywhere, off the whole of Reddit, off the whole of the internet. The damage that they could do to people is mind-blowing, and there should not be a space where they are welcomed. They should be harassed off everything, honestly. That's the only time I think bullying's acceptable. When it will save people's lives. So that's the reason why I won't really use the Lolita subreddit at all. Like, those are the kinds of people that are going onto the Lolita subreddit, and I just think it's not a great place to be. I don't really want to be in an atmosphere like that, so no thank you. Anyway, that was a really dark and deep topic that I don't like to talk about. And I was going to leave on that note, I'm not going to lie. I was thinking that's the last thing I will talk about, but I just can't leave it on a sad note, so please, let's just find one more thing. Let's just find one more cringy thing. I like this one. So the president of my country is a gothic Lolita. No fam. She just wears black. Oh, I mean, so everyone, if you wear black dresses and you carry around a black parasol with you, I have news for you. You're a Lolita. This is why the community needs gatekeeping. This one's great because it was asked 5 months ago, and there is so much information on this topic that I'm confused as to why they felt that they had to ask if Milano was safe. I'm gonna go with a no. I'm gonna go with a solid no. I'm gonna say no. I feel like if you had Googled it, it would have been a no. A very solid no. The moral of the story is don't go on r/Lolita, and please use Google Summer before you use Reddit, okay? Please, thank you. Oh, I think my shields are breaking. Actually, it's time to take these shields out. They need a recharge. The cringe, it's washing over me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah!